Have you ever wondered if there are still hidden worlds on our planet? Places so different, so isolated, that they seem to follow their own rules of life. There is such a place. It is an island of such extraordinary character that many call it the eighth continent. This is Madagascar, a land of ancient spirits, fairy tale creatures and landscapes that seem to have been dreamed up by nature itself. It is a world where evolution took a wonderfully strange and beautiful turn, creating a living museum of life that exists nowhere else on Earth. Why is this island floating in the Indian Ocean considered one of the most magical and peculiar places our world has to offer? The answer lies in a story that began millions of years ago. This vast island, the fourth largest in the world, is far more than just a spot on the map off the eastern coast of Africa. It is a sanctuary for the weird and the wonderful. Imagine a forest where lemurs with their bright, intelligent eyes leap through the canopy. Picture chameleons that can change their colors in the blink of an eye, not just for camouflage, but to communicate their feelings. Think of forests made of thorny, octopus-like plants and trees that look as if they have been planted upside down. This is not a fantasy. This is the everyday reality of Madagascar. It is a place that challenges our understanding of what is possible in the natural world, a testament to the power of isolation. Every corner of this island tells a unique story. From the dense, humid rainforests of the east, filled with the calls of unseen animals, to the dry, spiny deserts of the south, where life has adapted in the most remarkable ways. There are even forests made of stone with sharp limestone pinnacles reaching for the sky. The island's secrets are not just held within its wildlife, but also in its very soil. To understand Madagascar's magic, we must travel back in time, long before humans walked the earth. Around 165 million years ago, the world looked very different. A giant supercontinent known as Gondwana was beginning to break apart. Imagine a colossal piece of a puzzle slowly cracking and drifting away. Madagascar was nestled right in the middle of this great landmass, connected to what would become Africa, connected to India. It was part of a single, continuous world, sharing its plants, sharing its animals. But this connection was not destined to last forever. A great journey was about to begin. The first major split occurred around 150 million years ago. Tectonic plates shifted deep beneath the Earth's crust, a rift appeared, Madagascar began its slow, majestic separation from Africa. It floated eastward, becoming an island for the very first time. The final decisive break happened around 88 million years ago. Madagascar detached from the Indian plate. The Indian plate kept journeying north to collide with Asia, forming the Himalayas. Now Madagascar was truly alone, an enormous natural arc adrift in the Indian Ocean. This isolation became the single most important factor in its evolutionary story. When one thinks of Madagascar, a single enchanting creature often comes to mind: the lemur. These remarkable primates are the island's most famous residents, with over 100 different species. They have adapted to fill nearly every habitat on the island: wettest rainforests, driest deserts. They are not monkeys, but a separate branch of the primate family tree. They arrived millions of years ago, likely rafting from Africa on mats of floating vegetation. They found a paradise with few predators and abundant food and flourished. Astonishing array of shapes and sizes. Tiny mouse lemur could fit in your palm. Large, loud indri. Their diversity is simply spectacular. Ring-tailed lemur with its black and white striped tail. Ring-tailed lemurs on the ground. Social groups led by a dominant female. Ring-tailed lemur sunbathing in a yoga-like pose. Then there is the eye, nocturnal, rodent-like teeth, huge ears listening under bark. Long, thin middle finger tapping wood. High canopy of the eastern rainforests. Indri echoing. Largest living lemur. Indri's haunting whale-like song traveling far. Indri monogamous pairs. Small Indri family units. Calls as vital part of the forest soundscape. On the other end of the spectrum is the acrobatic sifika. Known as the dancing lemur, the sifika moves through the trees with powerful leaps, but on the ground, it moves sideways with a charming two-legged hop, holding its arms out for balance. Madagascar is truly the world's chameleon capital. About half of all known chameleon species live on this island, and they come in an incredible variety of sizes, shapes, colors. These reptiles are masters of their environment, perfectly adapted for a life in the trees. Their most famous ability, of course, is changing color, but contrary to popular belief, they do not change color simply to blend in with their background. Instead, their skin acts like a billboard, broadcasting their mood health intentions. A chameleon's eyes are a marvel of engineering. Each eye can move independently, allowing it to look in two different directions at once. One eye can scan for approaching predators, while the other focuses on finding its next meal. This 360-degree vision gives them an unparalleled awareness of their surroundings. When they do spot an insect, they can focus both eyes on the target, giving them excellent depth perception. Then, in a flash, their tongue, which can be up to twice the length of their body, shoots out with astonishing speed and precision, snatching the unsuspecting prey with its sticky tip. From the giant Parsons chameleon, which can grow to be over 2 feet long, to the minuscule Brookesia micra, which is small enough to sit comfortably on the head of a match, the diversity is staggering. The Brookesia chameleons, often called leaf chameleons, are experts at camouflage. Madagascar is a land of giants, but not the kind you might expect. Its giants are trees, the magnificent and otherworldly baobabs. Of the 9 species of baobab in the world, 6 are found only in Madagascar. These trees are known as Reniala in the Malagasy language, which translates to mother of the forest. With their massive swollen trunks and sparse root-like branches that reach for the sky, they have a distinctive silhouette, especially during the dry season when they are leafless. An ancient Arab legend tells that the devil plucked the baobab from the ground and thrust it back in upside down, leaving its roots exposed to the air. These trees are true survivors, perfectly adapted to Madagascar's harsh, dry seasons. Their enormous trunks are not just for show, they are giant water storage tanks. A single, mature baobab can hold thousands of liters of water, allowing it to survive through long periods of drought when other plants wither and die. The bark is thick and fire-resistant, protecting the tree from the grass fires that are common in the dry western parts of the island. Baobabs are also incredibly long-lived, with some individuals estimated to be over 1,000 years old. They are ancient monuments of the natural world, silent witnesses to centuries of history. One of the most famous and breathtaking sights in Madagascar is the Avenue of the Baobabs, located near Morondava on the west coast. Here, a dirt road is flanked by a group of majestic Grandidiers baobabs. Imagine a forest not of trees but of stone. This is the surreal landscape of Tsingy de Bamaraha National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site in western Madagascar. The word Tsingy in the Malagasy language means, where one cannot walk barefoot, and it is a perfectly fitting description. This is a vast plateau of limestone that has been eroded over millions of years by heavy rainfall, creating a dense network of sharp, needle-like pinnacles, deep canyons, hidden caves. It is a natural fortress, a labyrinth of jagged rock that looks like something from another planet. Navigating this landscape is a true challenge, requiring ropes, harnesses, steel cables. This incredible geological formation began its life at the bottom of the sea millions of years ago, as layers of coral and shells were compressed into a huge limestone bed. Below ground, the caves are home to bats and other creatures adapted to a life in complete darkness. The Tsingy is a perfect example of how life can adapt to and conquer even the most extreme environments. In the south of Madagascar lies a habitat so strange it looks like it belongs on another world, the spiny forest. This is not a forest in the traditional sense with leafy green trees. Instead, it is a dense, otherworldly thicket of drought-resistant plants. Almost everything here is covered in sharp spines. This ecoregion is unique to Madagascar and one of the most remarkable examples of adaptation on the planet. The climate here is incredibly dry, with very little rainfall. Plants have evolved extraordinary ways to conserve water. They also evolved defenses to protect themselves from thirsty animals. It is a landscape that is both beautiful and hostile. The dominant plants belong to the Didiereaceae family, the octopus trees. Close-ups show tall, slender trunks studded with spines. Small leaves appear only briefly after rare rains. They look like strange sea creatures reaching up from the desert floor. The spiny forest is home to unique lemurs, Verreaux's sifaka, ring-tailed lemur. There are also unique birds, the long-tailed ground roller. Reptiles like the radiated tortoise are well suited to this dry world. This strange kingdom shows how life finds a way in extreme conditions. Every species here carries a story of survival, but the spiny forest is under threat. The story of Madagascar isn't complete without talking about its people. The human history of the island is just as special and interesting as its nature. You might think that because it's so close to Africa, the first people came from there. But surprisingly, they didn't. About 1,500 to 2,000 years ago, the first people arrived from the other side of the Indian Ocean. They were brave sailors from Borneo, in Southeast Asia. They crossed thousands of miles of open ocean, in canoes with outriggers. This amazing trip is one of the most incredible journeys by sea in all of human history. These first settlers brought their language, they brought their customs, they brought crops with them. That included rice, which is still the main food in Madagascar today. Terraced rice fields on the island show a direct link to its Asian roots. Later, people from mainland Africa came, mostly from groups that spoke Bantu languages. They mixed with the first people from Southeast Asia, creating the unique Malagasy people we see today. You can see this mix in faces, you can see it in culture, you can see it in language. It's a beautiful blend of Southeast Asian and African influences. The Malagasy people aren't just one group, there are at least 18 different groups or tribes. The marina of the Central Highlands shows Southeast Asian ties, even in their tombs. Coastal groups, like the Sakalava, show clearer African influences. Even with differences, they all share a common language, Malagasy. In the countryside, life is closely tied to the land and the seasons, or herding zebu. Our journey through Madagascar has revealed a world of unparalleled wonder. Our journey has shown some unforgettable highlights. We have walked among upside-down trees, we met primates that dance and sing, and we marveled at reptiles that wear their emotions on their skin. We have climbed through forests of stone and explored deserts where nearly every plant is covered in thorns. This island is a living, breathing testament to the power of isolation and the endless creativity of evolution. It is a place where the ordinary rules of nature seem to have been beautifully rewritten, resulting in a biological treasure trove that is precious beyond measure. It is, without a doubt, one of the most extraordinary places on our planet. The uniqueness of Madagascar extends beyond its flora and fauna to its people and their rich cultural heritage. Their story shows ancestral roots in Asia, and a responsibility we all share. I invite you to continue this journey of discovery.